business when suddenly you find an emergency vehicle's closing in behind you and you've got nowhere to go? Well, you're not on your own. A lot of people in this situation simply freeze or panic, and unfortunately, panic creates even more problems for the emergency services. We decided to find out what life was like on the other side of the wheel, so we spent a night with the Soho Fire Brigade in central London. They're constantly having to deal with terrible traffic problems as well as terrible drivers, and all while trying to get to an emergency.
In a queue of traffic like this, one vehicle moving over isn't enough. We need every vehicle to respond. Obviously they can't if there is a queue of traffic, so the next alternative route is to transverse on the opposite side of the road. Obviously the driver's got to have all his wits about him. He's driving carefully and safely. We're now returning to our original lane so that we can proceed straight ahead. Vehicles are slowly moving over, but they're not moving over enough. This vehicle's stopping now. We've just about had enough gap to get through there.
Back in the heart of Soho, there are difficulties to overcome even when they're not on a call-out. Weighing in at around 8 tonnes, the fire engine itself can cause problems.
It's not an easy thing to stop, and it's certainly not an easy thing to steer at speeds. One wrong flip of the wheel, you can clip a curb and they roll just as easy as any lorry, because basically they're the same as any other commercial vehicle. They just kitted out differently and with different bodies, and it isn't fun when we do get them drivers or the pedestrians that step out in front of us 2 or 3 times a day when we're going on fire calls, and it is quite scary sometimes.
It's a two-way thing. It's consideration from the members of the public and consideration from ourselves. For example, parking of vehicles. Consider that there could be a fire down that road. Park it safely. You can see the sort of problems we would have if we have a call down here. And this is quite quiet down this street at the moment, and it's quite early. It's only 12 o'clock. If you come down here a bit later, there's more bikes and there's more cars and there's more people in the middle of the road, and they won't actually move out your way.
We're stuck. So there's a car on my right here that if I go any further I'm going to
get out.
Scratch his car.
Can you get out?
No, I can't get
and
out.
there's a car on the left there.
We can't actually get through. We've got to move a vehicle over, bump it over, but we can't actually get out of the vehicle because by opening the doors we'll actually damage vehicles. There's still a Mercedes which is sticking out 3 or 4 inches. If we actually had a fire call now, it would delay our turnout. Emergency call. We're travelling down Shaftesbury Avenue at the moment, and you can see the traffic has built up. We've got theatre traffic, we've got taxis, and we've got normal people coming out for an evening out at the weekend. As you can see, we've got to swerve left and right to actually get through the traffic. This is typical. Every road left and right is solid. We're now actually passing Eros, going down past the Haymarket. Vehicles aren't actually moving over. It's solid traffic. When you're proceeding down a road and you see an emergency vehicle behind you with its blue flashing lights, what we're saying, we're not saying get out of our way, move over, we're saying we're there. Take your time, move over when it's safe. So no vehicles moved out of our way, they haven't even realised we're here. We've got to actually put our high beam on to move them over. No one's actually moving. We're not out to bully you, to move you out of the road. When we proceed behind you, we will actually give you space, let you know we're there. At the top of this junction, we're going to turn left. We'll see what these vehicles do, whether they move out of our way. The vehicle hasn't even moved, we're stationary. All clear, Dave.
You're looking for the gaps and the openings where you think the drivers are going to go. Sometimes they get you completely unawares and they start going one way and they change their mind and come right across the front of you.
No one knows what they're doing. The cab's indicating right. Does that mean he's going to stop? We don't know.
So the next time a siren goes off behind you, remember, try not to panic and pull over too quickly. Wait until you can safely move out of the way. Nobody wants an accident on the way to a fire, and the driver's concerned about your safety as well as getting to the emergency. Don't be in too much of a hurry to pull out again. There may well be other emergency vehicles following the first. And finally, never block the road by parking selfishly.